Australian Television Network and associated stations presents The Bert Newton Show!
Good afternoon. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Ho, hey, ho, hey. Come on down. Welcome to the show. It is lovely to have your company. We have a very, very special guest today on the show. Underneath the drape over yonder, underneath that beautiful gold lame drape, guess what is there? Have a guess. That's right, a piano. But guess what is important about this piano? That's right, we've paid for it. No, thirdly, this is only one, I was going to be able to say to you, only one of three in the whole world. But unfortunately, just before the show, we heard from Alan's, and there are 200 in the world. But this is one of the three in the world which has been paid for. Ooh. The Great Bert. Is the Great Bert here?
Unfortunately, yes.
Great Bert, over here, please, mate. I need your help. You're my official stand-up man. You're my assistant. You are my minder. You're my bodyguard. You're my co-star. I want you to go over there.
What happened to You're My World?
You see the stream of... Never turn your back on a star.
I'd heard that.
Now, get across there. See the streamer hanging down? You've got a very important job. You are going to be the official launcher of this magnificent Schimmel piano. This magnificent Schimmel... On the count of three... Perhaps a little timp roll there, please, roll. 1, 2, 3. Off you go. No, we'll just... I'm sorry, we'll do a take two. 1, 2, 3. Hang on a sec. I think we'll do it as originally planned. You up there, Wayne? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the magnificent Schimmel. Well, what do you think of it?
Be all right when it's painted.
That's the whole idea. It's transparent.
I can see that.
And it's one of 200 in the world. Schimmel from Allen's. So there you go.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. You can go back now. Thanks so much for your help. It was great. A little later in the show, we have Wayne King. I've got an idea. Someone really has to, they have to christen our brand new Schimmel. And we could choose somebody from the orchestra. We could choose Wayne King to be the first to play it. He's playing it later in the show. But I've decided upon Peter O'Connor, my floor manager, and he's almost falling over on the spot. He does play piano. Hiya, Pete.
Hi, mate.
Come over and just play us something. Maybe, you're normally that perspiring? What about a little bit of As Time Goes By? Okay? He really does play. I mean, he's not a floor manager full time. As Time Goes By?
What about... Does it go?
Ba-dee-da-da-da-dum.
What about...
My true love was true. I, of course, replied. Something deep inside cannot be denied. We officially launched this brand new Schimmel. Thank you, Peter. Right. What a wonderful day it is. I actually got to sing too, which is terrific. It's a lovely piano, actually, and it's worth many, many thousands upon thousands of dollars. We didn't have to pay for it, though, just as long as we mention Allen's every day. Allen's, just in case I forget next week. To open the show today, it's lovely to welcome to my program for the first time an old mate, Jeff Phillips. Don't Be Cruel is the song, and here's Jeffrey.
All alone. If you can't come around, at least please telephone. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Baby, if I made you mad, something that I might have said, let's forget the past. The future looks bright ahead. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I don't want no to stay. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I don't want no other love, baby, it's just you I'm taking on. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Hey, hey. Don't stop thinking of me. Don't make me feel this way. Come on over and love me. You know I want you to stay. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Why should we be apart? I really love you, baby, cross my heart. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. 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 I don't want no other love, baby, it's just you I'm thinking of.
Yeah! The old Elvis favourite, Don't Be Cruel, from Jeff Philipson. Great to have Jeff on the show. A little later in the program, we're going to have a real blast from the past as we talk about 60s memorabilia, and our special guest is Lynn Randell, who's coming in to show us all the memorabilia which he's putting up for auction. I believe there's some fantastic stuff back from the 60s. It's very hard to know how to describe my next guest, pop star, environmentalist, would-be politician. Let me just introduce the new president of the Australian Conservation Foundation, Peter Garrett. Welcome, Peter, and congratulations.
Thanks very much, Bert.
The appointment was made this morning.
That's right.
And what does it mean to you?
Well, I guess, Bert, a great honour, really, to be the person who heads up the senior environmental organisation in Australia. The ACF is the peak national environmental body. Prince Philip used to be the president. Sir Garfield Barwick was another president.
You're in good company there, aren't you? And so are they.
Yeah, so tremendous responsibility and a great honour, really.
Peter, is it going to affect your work with Midnight Oil?
Well, I don't know yet, Bert. I think that I'm one of those people that's in a really lucky situation to be able to share my profession, and the guys in the oils have always been very supportive when I've gone out and run on issues, and we've managed to keep going through that. The most difficult thing that a band can ever face is being able to stay together, and the only way that you stay together is by giving people lots of rope. And I've always been given lots of rope by them, and I think they'll give me plenty here. So they wished me well last night as I crawled out of the studio at 2 o'clock.
What would happen, Peter, though, if you had to make a choice? Which would go?
Well, I don't expect to be doing oils for the rest of my life, Bert, really, you know. But at the moment, the music still really moves me, and we've got a tremendous audience here and overseas. And I think we're making music that counts. So, I mean, I don't even want to sort of think about the question, really.
Certainly. Peter, it must be great for someone like yourself, who has been so closely identified with conservation and the Greenies, and given the wonderful result for the Greenies down in Tasmania, that now people are not only taking you seriously, but they're voting for you politically, and also in the community they know what you're saying is true, because a couple of years ago, with the greatest respect, some of you guys were seen as near crazies.
Yeah, that's right, Bert. I mean, we've gone through a situation where 5 or 10 years ago, even my neighbours were sort of calling me all kinds of names under the sun, to a situation where now they're coming around to me and saying, look, I'm really worried, I'm really concerned about what's going on. You know, it's the weather, it's the water, it's everywhere I look, there's environmental stuff happening in my life, what can I do? And I must say that I don't take any great comfort from that. I mean, it's good now that people recognise that what we've been saying is a reality. At the same time, there's an absolute damning indictment upon governments, upon community leaders, and to be honest, upon all of us to allow it to have gone this far. because environmentalists and ecologists have known for 10 or 15 years that if we didn't start making some very, very serious decisions about the way we organised our lives, we were going to threaten the future in a very, very big way, and that's starting to happen. So I see my position as President of ACF as somebody who can go out and who can talk to Australians, who can tell them what the policies are, because it's a very strong policy body, and who can say, particularly when business and politicians in the short term tend to take on the green issue. I mean, Mrs Thatcher's a greenie, you know, so I'm not a greenie.
Yeah, right.
To say, no, look, these are the things that we have to do, these are the things that we have to get in order to secure our future.
What happened in your life that made you realise that something was wrong and we didn't have much of a future unless we did something about it?
Well, I think it sort of came to me when I was about 14 or 15, and I sort of did a bit of a projection on motor cars. You know, I thought, at the time, you know, I grew up in a family where there was one car, you know, and when we got it, we hung on to it for 10 years. It was an old Holden, and we were terribly proud of it, and, you know, it was driven occasionally. It wasn't driven all the time because you couldn't afford it. And then I sort of saw more cars arriving, and then I mean, cars spew out poison, and it's just the kind of thing that makes sense. They heat up the atmosphere, and I thought, well, people in Australia and America and England have got cars, but what happens when people in India and China and Africa and the third world nation, because that's the idea, BMW want to export a BMW of everybody in China, what happens with cars? What happens with the resources? What happens with the fuel? Cars run on oil, and in the 70s we ran out of oil, and yet we're building more cars, and we're building faster cars, except we're killing ourselves with the cars, and what's coming out of the back of the cars is making the atmosphere more hot. So what do? We buy more cars. I mean, it's that kind of sort of, the only way you can measure how successful a society is by whether you've got a new car and 2 or 3 of them. And in fact, what the cars are doing is killing the potential that people have to survive. So it was just one of those things about sort of cars, I guess.
Peter, I'd like to ask you, given the success of the Greenies down in Tasmania, and also that you almost got into Parliament yourself, and obviously with this new job, you won't have time this time around to stand for Parliament. But surely Greenies are going to have to find more than just that very important issue, because politics has to be the broad spectrum, doesn't it?
Yes, it does have to be the broad spectrum, but really I think within a concern for environment lies other concerns as well, and I would recognise them as things like concern for social justice issues, concern for the poor, concern for the homeless, concern for the people in the community who are vulnerable, such as the aged and the young. Now really what we're seeing, Bert, over the last 5 or 6 years in terms of international political movements is an idea that governments won't be responsible, they'll privatise, that they won't spend money on people even though the income's being generated, that everybody will have to find their way. And the result in countries like the United States, which I can speak about with some authority because we tour there a lot, is that people turn up to a hospital when they're sick, and if they haven't paid, they don't get in. They actually knock them down at the door. Now I think in green politics, there's a very, very strong commitment to that not happening to people at any stage.
I can see that. Peter, I'm not too sure whether you're aware or not, but people in my age group, there's been a certain side benefit, a very important side benefit for someone like yourself. I wasn't really into your music until such time as I realised what you were into so far as conservation was concerned. And through your interest in conservation, I discovered your music, and I'm sure that happens to a lot of people in my age group.
Well, Bert, I don't know how loud you play it, but I think that's fantastic that you're rocking. He's rocking out, huh?
Do you actually turn it up, do you? I didn't realise that. Peter, thanks for being on the show, and congratulations on the appointment.
Thanks, Bert.
Peter Garrett, good to have you here. After this break, we speak to Lynn Randall. Welcome back. My next guests have put together a wonderful collection of memorabilia from the 60s. And one of the guests is indeed, I think, perhaps one of the leading lights of memorabilia from the 60s. She was certainly huge in recording and cabaret and rock concerts right around Australia. Please welcome Brendan Pearce and Lynn Randall. Welcome to the show to both of you. I believe you were raging on last night with Molly, is that true?
Oh, word's out, is it?
Word is out, Lynn.
Yes, just a little.
It was the official launch of the new show.
Of the new Countdown show, yes.
Good luck to Molly and to everyone concerned with it. Now, memorabilia from the 60s, for all of us who remember the 60s, this should be a lot of fun. You were such an important part of the 60s. Brendan, where do you fit into the picture, if I may ask?
I've just been collecting since I was about 11 years of age.
So you're the main collector of the stuff we're going to see?
Main collector, yeah.
How old are you now, Brendan?
25.
Oh, well, the 60s would have been a very important era for you, wouldn't they?
Well, I was born in 63.
Exactly, because, and you always want to go back to your childhood years. A lot of the stuff that you're collecting, you wouldn't have known first time around. Have you come across any surprises?
Yeah, I've come across quite a few surprises. Probably the best thing about the collecting is that I've met people like Lynn, Jim Keys, etc., etc. That's what I've got the biggest kick out of,
Keeps
actually
us all
meeting the
locked
people.
in his cupboard, you see.
Does he?
Yes.
If not you personally, the stuff that you used to do back in the 60s. Let's have a look at some of the gear, please, Brendan.
Okay, well, look, we'll start off, that's a bit of a surprise for later. We'll start off with, we've got advertising. That's an original Coke bottle from the 60s.
Is there all that much difference?
Yeah, you don't get, it's fluid ounces.
There is to collectors.
Yeah.
There is to collectors, and there's a 7-Up bottle from 1967.
Oh, yes. We used to, and actually back in the 40s and 50s, I believe, 7-Up used to be called 7X. Did you know that?
That's right.
Yeah, 7.
That's right.
Thought I'd just pass it on again. Okay. I'll just shut my mouth and you can show me what you've got there.
No. Okay, that's the original Coke can, which is the diamond shape.
Yes.
Then they went on to that, which they're fluid ounces and they're actually tin cans. And there's just an example. That's the cans we've got today, it's just to show you the...
So we thought this was just dirty old rubbish.
Yeah.
But it's very important stuff to
Very
some
important
people.
stuff. Yep, okay.
Yeah,
So you
and,
can't squeeze that one unless you're
That's
terribly
right.
strong.
And there's an old Fanta can.
Oh, dear me, that brings back... Look at that, the old Fanta. Remember that? Used to loathe it. Okay.
Okay, we'll move right along. Now,
Yep.
Lynn will have a special fondness for the monkeys.
The
because
monkeys, yes. the
Lynn actually went
monkeys
over to
game.
America with the monkeys.
Were they nice people, Lynn, the monkeys?
Very nice.
Nice
Very
boys?
nice.
Who was the nicest? Mickey Dolenz?
No, Peter Talk.
Peter Talk, was he? Who was the most talented?
Time out.
Pass.
Yeah, okay, right, fair enough.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's going to be quite a bit of monkeys
So
memorabilia.
that's worth $600.
You're joking. Isn't
No,
it $600?
car, yeah.
See the monkeys there?
So if we get a good enough bid, God
Yeah.
knows what I'll go
And
for.
then
Exactly, that's
I'll
right.
hand you a $500 guitar. And the monkeys continue with... They did it... It was very similar to the Beatles. They had...
I wish we had this a couple of weeks ago when we were doing the Salvos Day. We could have frightened the heck out of the girls and thrown that in, couldn't we? That's a beauty. How much will that go for, do you reckon, Brendan?
That's worth about $200.
$200. When's the auction again? On Sunday, is it?
It's this Sunday. There's an auction and there's also 40 stalls
Yep.
full of 60s memorabilia. I'll hand this to you. This is
And where's the auction? Give us that.
Mowbray Street, St Kilda at Ormond Hall, which was actually a dance in the 60s called Opus Uptown.
Look at that. For all Beatles fans.
Beatle
What'll that go
fans.
for, do you reckon?
That piece there will go for about $150.
Will it really? How much originally? I suppose you would have gotten it for, what, $2 or something?
Yeah, it's sort of like 3 and 6 in the 60s, a foot a yard or whatever it was back then.
Years ago, Carlton United Breweries put out a special run of cans of beer with my face on it. Did 100 dozen. It was for my, I think, 25 years at the Nine Network. And they're now, those cans are now worth about $100, $150.
That's right.
Filled. And friends of mine whom I gave some cans to wrote back and said, thanks for the beer, it was delicious.
Through the cans, yeah.
And also, I mean, drank the stuff. What's this?
That's John Farnham's cousin Johnny.
This is what, his first album?
That's his first album, yes.
Look at Johnny Farnham there. How much will that go for?
Well, that'll go for about $25. It's fairly common, because there was a lot of them sold.
Oh, I'd like to talk business with you after the show then, if I may.
You
$25.
Sure can. $25 worth.
Okay, how would you fancy giving me this and you can come back on the show Monday? We'll talk about that later.
This is an unusual item.
Yep.
That's Joey D.
Yes.
Teaches you the peppermint twist, and it's actually got a book in it
Which,
with all the dance steps. And if you go to the very last page, it was sponsored by Vaseline Hair Tonic, which I think is
Vaseline. Remember that Vaseline hair tonic? You'd put it on. It was like you'd whack it all on. You'd go out on your first date. You get terribly excited, and all of a sudden you'd find you'd have an oil slick right across your bottle. And remember California Poppy and Texan with a big tech? No, you wouldn't have.
No, I wouldn't. That's a magazine called Albert Sebastian, and if you turn it around on the back page, we've got Lynn sitting with all the 3
DJs.
Grantley D, Johnny
Yeah.
Chester,
Yeah.
Stan Rofe, Don Lunn.
Don Lunn. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. Stan Rofe and Bobby Horsford. Oh, terrific.
Now,
Great.
this is an album that's just come out today, because these guys are going to be here at Ormond Hall on Sunday actually signing this album. It's the group.
Right.
Ronnie Charles and Richard Wright will be down there
Terrific.
autographing the copies of that.
2 more, if we may, please.
2 more, sure.
it's endless.
Something,
Yes, it is
something
indeed.
you'd be very fond of. TV Week.
TV
when it was,
Week. Look at that.
and that's Dinah Lee.
Oh, that's Dinah Lee on the cover.
Yes, it
Goodness
is.
gracious. It's on. Bert shocked. let's have a look and see what was happening back in those years. Look at Graham. Graham and Ray Taylor. The Battle of the Giants. How much will this go for?
Well, depending on who's on the cover, they can go from anywhere from $5 to $25.
On behalf of Dulcie, I'll buy that for $25, OK? Yeah.
And then to top it off, that is a Beetle doll. That's one of the Remco series.
Looks like Marty Rose, doesn't it? Yeah. OK.
That's worth about $150 too.
Mm-hmm. Just marginally larger. OK. What's your last one?
Now, just before we finish off,
Yes.
we've got a bit of a surprise for you, actually.
Have you? A little present?
Yes. Can you see if you remember this voice?
It's not.
My darling daughter, I tiptoed into your room tonight, and I looked down at you, smiling in your sleep. You looked so lovely, my heart nearly broke. And I thought, how very much like a sleeping beauty a little girl is.
Thank you for that. That's to a sleeping beauty, isn't it? Goodness gracious.
That record is for you to keep.
Is this for me to keep?
That's
oh, that's lovely. I wonder where the other copy went. To a sleeping beauty and the white magnet. Wouldn't I like to look like that again? But what about the voice? No wonder people back in those years thought I was gay. Oh, my darling daughter, I walked into your room last night and saw you lying there and thought to myself, how much like a sleeping beauty a little girl is. And that was Laurie Wilson on the organ, by the way. It was the best thing on the record.
I believe that record went tin in Dubbo, so...
Yeah, thank you very much indeed. That's a nice line. I might use it one day. OK, good on you, mate. And that is for me to keep, is it?
You can have that,
I appreciate that, Brendan. And good. And by the way, you'll come back and sing for us on the show, won't you, today?
Well, if you could wear that, I'll come back and sing.
OK, then. Thank you, then. Thank you, Brendan. And good luck with the auction on Sunday. And we're back with you after this break, and Don Chick is going to join us. My next guest is one of the very few people that I can recall who was able to transcend all lines of politics. Everyone seems to like this man. I know I do. Please welcome Don Chip. Remember a Labor politician telling me once, Don, that the hardest thing about you is that people from all parties liked you when you were in Parliament. It's a good thing to have going for you, isn't it?
Well, it's a bit novel in politics.
Yeah, it is. How do you manage that? Because you were always yourself?
Well, I think I copied a lot of people. You're one of them, as you know, and I don't want to embarrass you. I've always said you're the greatest entertainer in Australia, and still are, don't you think?
Yeah. Thank you, Don. I knew there was a darn good reason why I liked you so much.
But you're always courteous to people, and I've seen you in some rough interviews, and I'm doing a thing on 3AK now, and you get some people on the phone who are a bit nasty, and you're tempted to be nasty back, but every phone call that comes into 3AK saying we like Don Chip, they always say it because he's courteous. I think that's the secret of being liked by people. Be fair dinkum, but be courteous.
In politics, what did you find hard, Don? Because obviously, particularly, of course, in your years as a member of the Liberal Party and also as a minister in the Liberal government, what did you find hardest? The fact that sometimes you really didn't have to be untrue to yourself, but you had to follow a party line that wasn't really you?
Oh, no, you're quite right. You had to be untrue to yourself. And this is what this damned party discipline does to decent people. See, 99% of people who go into politics go in for one reason, and that is to try to make Australia a better place for kids. That's basically the reason. 3 months after, in Canberra, there are different people because the party, the first day in Parliament, the party whip calls them all together and he says, well, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations for being elected to Parliament. Now, you can forget all that rubbish you talked about during the election campaign. Now that you're here, you'll do, think, and particularly vote, as we, the party, tell you. Now, that does something to people after a while. You find yourself voting and speaking for things you don't believe in.
Well, that certainly wouldn't suit you. Is that the reason you got out of the Liberal Party?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Malcolm Fraser and I never quite got on, you know.
No, I got that impression. Why not?
Well,
what don't you like about him as a politician?
I didn't like him. He's got a robust sense of humour, which doesn't appeal to me. He used to shove ice cubes and pickled onions in my pockets.
Did he really?
Well, yeah, that sort of stuff.
I found him hilarious stuff, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, a real jolly fellow.
Oh, yes, I can imagine that.
And he used to come to. He used to he thought it was good once to barrack for Carlton. I was number 2 ticket holder after Sir Robert Menzies. And Malcolm thought, it's a good club, and John Elliott thought, well, come to Carlton. So Malcolm went to Carlton, and they used to sit him next to me. And it'd be the last quarter, and 1 point the difference. And Malcolm would say, hey, Chippy, which way are we kicking?
I thought you were going to say, get in the car and go home and miss the traffic. What about, apart from Malcolm Fraser, anybody else in your time, particularly as a Liberal, anyone that you really disliked politically, that you felt was in the wrong job at the wrong time?
Oh, yes, I'd rather not talk about them. There's 2 or 3. I'd rather talk about the opposite side of your question. John Gorton would have been the greatest Prime Minister Australia ever had.
What happened, Don?
Well, they assassinated him. They cut him down. John Gorton was the only bloke who would have got a vote of all political parties to be Prime Minister. If you had a situation where someone just nominates to be Prime Minister and the whole Parliament had to vote for it, John Gorton would have won it. When you come to think about it, that's why they cut him down. And that's the sad thing about politics.
Who's they?
The power people in the Liberal Party. See, John Gorton took on overseas banks. He took on insurance companies who were ripping people off. He took on the state governments. He wasn't afraid to do his own thing. If he felt like a drink at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, he'd go to the cupboard and have one. He went backstage and saw Liza Minnelli, and the mischievous people made things of that.
It would mean nothing in 1989, would it? But it meant something then.
Well, no, in Australia it wouldn't. But the interesting thing, Bert, the backlash has gone completely the other way in the United States and Great Britain. Do you know the sexual scandals that they've had there? The Gary Harts and Tower. And Tower was single, for heaven's sake. I mean, he was taking a few girls out. I mean, look at Jack Kennedy. Everybody knew what he was doing in that room next to his Oval Office, to Marilyn Monroe and a few other people.
I didn't. Was he doing in that room next to his Oval Office? He hardly rang me.
The whole nation knew it, and they were proud that they had such a jolly president. Today, I mean, if anyone looks sideways at a girl. So there's been a backlash. But in Australia, we're going through the sort of stage of sophistication.
Well, Bob Hawke is getting away with a lot, isn't he?
Well, every time he confesses to something, it always happened in the past. So I don't know whether he's getting away with it now. He said to me the other day...
Perhaps I should rephrase that.
He said to me the other day, he said, Chippy, there's one thing wrong with this job. He said, what you do miss, and that was that. And he said, and how the bloody hell can you do it with 19 of these goons following you everywhere you go? He's talking to his bodyguards. So I suppose it would be a bit difficult for a Prime Minister to play up.
What about, Bob, at the moment, do you think the Prime Minister, I see you've been suggesting in the Sunday Telegraph the last couple of weeks that he should call an election for the sake of Australia, and I think once again this is an example of how you're able to speak, not in a political sense, but just as a citizen of Australia who cares. Why won't he call one?
Well, he'd be frightened of getting beaten. I was interested that Andrew Peacock came out yesterday and called for the same thing. And used,
almost in your words, by the way.
Well, it wasn't my words, identical words, although Andrew never saw the column, of course. Or so he said. But I think unless we have an election soon and the people can decide who's going to get us out of this mess, I think we're going to get in the tube, because we cannot afford to go another 10 months, and that's when the next election will be, April next year. We can't afford to go 10 months losing $2 billion out of this country every month. In other words, what we're doing now is we're spending $2 billion on overseas goods more than we're earning every month, and you can't go on doing it.
Don, if he called an election now, or if he went to the polls next April, but the status quo remained, who'd win?
If he went now and took the people into his confidence, you'd have a one-out contest, Hawke and Peacock, and it'd be a photo finish. I suspect that Bob Hawke might win. If he leaves it till April, he's on a hiding to nothing, because there's high interest rates. I mean, mortgage payments to many people now are taking up 40, 50% of their income, and people won't cop that. That's about 2 or 3 million voters out there.
OK, just in one word, a couple of leaders, and just give me your description of them. Malcolm, I think we've covered already, Malcolm Fraser. Bob Hawke, in a word?
One of the best we've ever had, a great man.
Andrew Peacock?
Could be a great Prime Minister. He's got talent that hasn't been tapped yet.
John Howard?
I think Brian Dawes summed it up. If you're having a Roman orgy and you ran out of grapes, you'd send Johnny Howard to get some more.
OK, well, leave it at that, Don. Thanks for your company today. Don, Chip. Good to see you. Righto. Lynn Randell has rejoined us on the show now. She's going to sing a big hit of the 60s, which, by the way, she's going to re-record. Here's Lynn Randell and Ciao Baby.
stronger child. I should have known would be the very first to cast a stone. You're not to blame, it's your friends that have left me in the rain. They fill your head with wonder, they said I'd drag you under. Now you've lost sight of my love, it's time to say goodbye, love. Ciao, baby, let's call it a day. Ciao, baby, go ahead, throw my love away. No, baby, it's too late to change your mind and stay. Please don't drag it out much longer. Leave before the hurt gets stronger, child. Fly like a bird, freedom's here, and I release you from your world. Don't turn around, you may find that your feet are off the ground. Your world is shining brightly, you've got to travel lightly. No room for us together, I guess nothing lasts forever. Ciao, baby, let's call it a day. Ciao, baby, go ahead, throw my love away. No, baby, it's too late to change your mind and stay. Please don't drag it out much longer. Leave before the hurt gets stronger, child. Don't drag it out much longer. Leave before the hurt gets stronger, child.
That was Lynn Randall with her huge hit of the 60s, Chow Baby. Back with you after this break, and Peter Ford joins us. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Showbiz himself, Peter Ford. Welcome, Peter.
Hi, Bert.
And reveal all. What is that you have?
This is a Dulcie Award.
A what?
A Dulcie Award. Here we go.
Look at that. A Dulcie Award.
Have you heard of the Dulcie Awards? They're being given out tomorrow night in Melbourne. Now, these are being put on by the Television Society, and a whole lot of people we know have been nominated. And I don't think it's necessarily for the best work or the best performances. Now, the Dulcie, why you ask the Dulcie? Well,
Did
you
I ask
should
that,
know.
Peter? I don't remember asking that.
The Dulcie Awards, of course, are a very gentle send-up of Dulcie Bowling, who you would
very,
know.
very gentle, yes.
Don't you see the resemblance?
Yeah, well, I didn't know Dulcie all those years ago, but I think she's a very beautiful woman. She's a wonderful woman and a wonderful magazine proprietor and owner and thing, and don't forget she looks after the Logies, and I wouldn't mind doing them again.
Yes, that's true. I forgot. No, this is a Dulcie Award, and I think that could be modelled on Dulcie as a young girl. I think the Iron Fist gives her away, I think.
So tell us more about the Dulcies.
Well, it's all good fun, and it's certainly...
We hope the Dulcie sees it that way too, eh?
I'm sure she will. But tomorrow night they're giving out all sorts of different categories, the best drama queen, the best technical stuff up. In fact, I have one of the grabs from that category. It's taken from The Power and the Passion. Here's one of the nominations.
Bernie!
Rome.
Tally of the toast.
I didn't!
Yes, you did. Here's the tea made.
Yes, but Adam's used all the milk.
Oh, that was clever.
Well, there's usually plenty of milk in the fridge.
I'm sorry, I didn't have a chance to buy any yesterday.
Too busy running the Byrne mansion.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be cooking our own meals and buying our own milk. Oh, this
What a
is so
drag.
sad.
Look, darling, I don't like this either, but we don't have any choice. I'm your grandfather's signee, and I'm just taking care of Kane's interest for a few hours every day. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is, and you just have to... What are you doing there, darling? Oh, I think we ought to call the fire brigade.
You could have finished the series.
I'm sorry.
Ah, yeah. Isn't she marvellous to Olivia Hamlet? She's just gorgeous.
And they're tomorrow night, the Dulcie Awards, a whole lot of fun. And Rob and Joe Pearson have been very involved in getting all that together, done a great job. Listen, I got this in the post last week. I thought I'd show you it. I got it from Gary Morton, who's Lucille Ball's husband, or, you know, now the widower.
Lucille Ball Morton, our family was so deeply moved by your thoughtful expression of sympathy, and we are lucky indeed to have had so much love and support from those who we know loved her as much as we did.
And 15,000 of those were sent out right around the world. Isn't that terrific? And it's a beautiful photograph too of Lucy.
Front shot of Lucy.
She
Great
looks
loss.
terrific.
And what did you send, Peter? A card, did you?
A card and flowers
nice.
when she was ill in hospital.
Lovely.
I've got this for you, Bert. Now, this is the present I brought back for you, all the way from Hawaii.
Oh, yeah?
The long-awaited record by Mrs. Imelda Marcos.
Oh, I've been waiting on this one, yes.
Former First Lady of the Philippines. I knew you wanted it desperately, so
These
I bought
boots
it
are made for walking. That's lovely.
No, but it is on the charts already in the States. In fact, it's in the top 50 with a bullet. And in fact...
I can imagine that. Yeah.
And the bullet comes with the album. You can shoot yourself after listening to it.
What's she like as a singer?
She's not bad. Here's a grab of her in action.
Okay.
Don't you like it?
It makes this look like absolute brilliance. That'd be a wonderful double, wouldn't it, eh? Well, I tell you what, she's different, isn't she?
Well, she used to.
Did she sing in English too, or was that English?
That was English. She does Filipino songs as well, but it is selling surprisingly well.
Well, thank you very much indeed for that, Peter. It's very, very nice of you, I'm sure, for bringing that back for me. And just finish on a little bit of hot gossip for us.
Well, what about Mike Walsh joining 10? That was big news, wasn't it? He'll be a terrific asset to them.
I think it's wonderful news, actually. Wayne, if you can just grab that little piece that I gave you. I got a note from Mike just yesterday, and on the show we had a number of the cast, thanks mate, a number of the cast from Anything Goes on, and Mike sent me this note saying, "Dear Bert, thanks for having Jackie and our boys on the show and for your kind words. I was moved by your comparison of my money from Channel 9 compared with your handshake. Please accept the enclosed payola for showing the CD on camera. Perhaps Bill Armstrong, his partner in Anything Goes, can match it. Much love, Mike Walsh." And this is what he sent me. A personal cheque from Mike Walsh, and it's made out for $1. Very big, Mike, very big. Congratulations, though, to him, and I hope he does beautifully there, I'm sure.
Well, I think Don
He's doing
Lane's
Super Quiz, isn't he?
He's
That means two of my
Super
old shows are now back on.
They're
on
all
air.
back on. Everything that goes around comes around. But I hear Don Lane could be coming back as well.
Well, more about that next week?
More next week.
Good on you, Peter. Peter Ford, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, Pete.
After this break, Wayne King is going to play our brand new piano for us. Allens. This is our lovely Schimmel piano. Only 200 of these around the world. Actually, we've got more information. There are 200 of them here in Melbourne. No, 200 around the world, and this is ours as of today. We've had it christened already by Peter O'Connor, our floor manager, but I thought perhaps we might do it musically now. I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Wayne King. Welcome to the Seven Network, and also welcome to our Schimmel.
Thank you. Yes, it's a pleasure. Yeah.
What's been happening?
It's terrific to play and launch your new piano.
Well, that's exactly what we're going to ask you to do. Just before you do, though, Wayne, a couple of shots which you've brought in, which I thought people might be very interested in seeing.
Yes.
You've played for some of the grandest names in the world. There's Prince Charles, of course. Also, there's a shot there with Princess Margaret.
Yes.
And also one with the late Liberace. You actually toured with Liberace?
No, actually, I actually knew him as a friend, but never did work with him.
Who's the lady there, Wayne?
Is that the picture with Ruby Keeler?
Was it Ruby Keeler?
I met her on the QE2, and they both lived in Palm Springs but never met, and I introduced them.
This is my favourite shot. Have a look at this one.
That's it. That's Ruby Keeler.
No,
Oh,
this
no,
one
that
here.
one. Yes.
Danny LaRue, Liberace, and yourself.
Yes. Lovely.
Anyone for tennis. It's a great shot.
At Louis Benjamin's party for
Was he a
Liberace.
great man, Liberace?
Fantastic. He was a great friend and very generous. Yes.
Okay, mate, it's great to have you here and to christen officially our Schimmel. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wayne King.
Thank you.
Bravo, Wayne. Bravo. Wayne King, ladies and gentlemen. And there's more after this break. Time to say goodbye to you. I was supposed to have a tip for you for the races tomorrow, and my old mate Tom Carroll, bookmaker in Brisbane's, let me down. So I'll give you one for myself. What was your suggestion? Fire lap in the University Stakes, did you say? That's lovely, Peter. My suggestion is in the football tomorrow, Victoria to beat South Australia. Yes, I'm on safe territory here, but what about in South Aussie? You got it? Oh, lovely. Thank you, Tom. You didn't let me down. Let's have a look. Rose Hill, Sydney, race 8, horse 10, Sir Deltai, race 8, horse 10. That's our show for today and this week. Next week, Harry Seacombe, Barbie Rogers, Hinge and Brackett, Bruce Ruxton, and Prince Leonard of Hutt. Goodbye, have a good weekend, and God bless you.
When in Melbourne, our guests stay at the Hilton on the Park. This has been a Jim McKay production for the Australian Television Network.